All right, here's a few news stories I noticed. So Trump posted a video claiming that marijuana, cannabis activates a new pattern of biology in the body that has never been discovered before, called the cannabinoid system or something. It sounds like obvious garbage, but anyway, it caused cannabis stocks to jump up. So this is something a lot of influencers have done. The Prime Minister of Britain, Boris Johnson, used to do this. He would put things on Twitter and watch it affect stock prices. Trump did it in his first term. He would do it and then tell his buddies, watch how the stock price changes. So he's able to manipulate stock prices and, of course, make money. If he's investing properly, Elon Musk did it a lot. He manipulated cryptocurrency prices. So if you have a stock that doesn't, in fact, depend on a real value, but it's just a meme stock where all that matters is how popular it is, then just a mention of the stock will make it go up. Every time Elon Musk would mention Doge price would go up. So he's at it. And there was some talk about punishing Elon Musk and Donald Trump for stock market manipulation, but I think everyone's given up on that now that Trump's been given the green light by the Supreme Court to just commit any crimes he wants. And so this is interesting. South Korea, apparently the government websites all run from 3 locations, which you have thousands of servers, and they have a lot of lithium batteries at the server farms, which I must say puzzles me. I'm not sure why you would do that. They seem like they would run off the grid and maybe have like one place where they have some kind of backup power supply. But anyway, somebody was carrying a lithium battery from the 5th floor server room to the basement for replacement when one ignited, and the fire spread all over the place and burned for 22 hours. And what they said was this shut down a huge part of the government. So schools couldn't access records, taxes couldn't be paid, and so on. And so they're now trying to figure out what to make of this and what to do. And one thing that is extremely obvious is that they don't have any backup systems. They don't have any disaster recovery plan, which is a big deal in security. You have to plan for things like a building burning down and such, and have a plan to somehow maintain your critical functions, even in such a case, and they obviously don't have it. So he did promise the first time that he was going to bring back coal mining jobs, and seemed to think that people actually want coal mining jobs. I think the people that want coal mining jobs have not learned what coal mining jobs are actually like. But anyway, now because Trump is absolutely death on green energy. He doesn't believe there's any global warming. He doesn't think we should use windmills or solar or anything. He really wants to burn coal, the dirtiest form of fossil fuel. So he's trying to revive coal mining. Now, coal mining has died not because of environmental concerns, but because it's not economically justified. Solar is now cheaper than coal by a lot, and so is wind energy. That's why it's being switched to, not for the environmental concerns, but because it's the cheapest way to get energy. So it's going to be very difficult to revive the coal mining and coal burning process, but he's allocated a bunch of money to try doing it, and we'll see. This is the problem with a dictatorship like the one currently ruling America. You have one old man, and they typically are very deluded. Like he now believes that Tylenol causes autism, which is completely false. He believes all sorts of stupid things that aren't true. He believes that there's a war raging in Portland, which is not true. And, this tends to happen everywhere. The dictators get these dumb ideas, and nobody can tell them anything because everybody just has to say yes to the dictator. There are African dictators that say there is no HIV, there is no AIDS, we don't need any medicine, we don't need any treatment. And, if nobody dares tell them otherwise. So this also posted this one, which baffled people. Trump posted an AI-generated fake video of himself, as if he doesn't know what he did. But this is more QAnon stuff, and Trump has always played footsie with QAnon. And this one is where they believe there are these things called med beds that are high-tech beds like you see in Star Trek, where they put you in this magic bed and the AI and all that fixes you up. They say it can fix all diseases, and they're going to give it to everybody, and they don't exist. And Trump did not give a speech about it, and there was not a Fox News segment about it, but there was a fake one, which he retweeted and left up for 12 hours before deleted, and he's done this before. He understands how you send signals to the crazy people this way, and you delete it, and then you tell the people that are not crazy, oh, I figured out it was bad and I didn't leave it up. But they know. It's like he sent a lot of dog whistles to QAnon. like when he told the Proud Boys to stand back and stand by. He sends signals to them so they feel encouraged. And this is apparently real. I've got a friend who does astronomical photography, and now astronomical photography from the ground through the air and the clouds is getting very good because you compensate for the air and the clouds. Now, the way she does is average just a whole lot of images to average out the background light, but apparently they can do a lot better now. With some kind of AI process, which they don't explain in detail, they can more efficiently filter out the background noise and get very good pictures from the ground. So it's a nice step forward for astronomy. And Afghanistan has now blacked out the internet entirely. They did this the last time the Taliban was in power because, of course, they say it encourages immorality, which it certainly would from their point of view. It shows women having jobs outside the home, and there's pornography, and there's unfiltered news, and things that they don't like. So China greatly restricts the internet, and North Korea basically denies all their citizens internet access, and now Afghanistan does the same. And this is commonly the case when you have a totalitarian government that relies upon making sure everybody doesn't know that there's any other choice of how to live, but they have to put up with the life you give them, which they're not happy with. And that's why I think the most important piece of American propaganda has usually been Hollywood. People watch Hollywood movies and TV shows like sitcoms, and they see these Americans having all kinds of pretty clothes and going around to parties and having cars and lots of food and interesting jobs, and that tells them, hey, life doesn't have to be as horrible as it is here. These Americans seem to have a pretty good life. Why don't we have a good life like that? Anyway, so this has been coming for a while. Now the red states are banning abortion, but the blue states are not banning abortion. So the red states just get the abortion pills from the blue states. And then the question is, has somebody committed a crime and can they be prosecuted? So Louisiana is trying to arrest California doctors that mail abortion pills. And it's not clear from this article how this is going to go or where it's going to go. It would seem to me, I think California is not going to extradite this guy to Louisiana. So as long as he doesn't go to Louisiana, he'll probably be okay. Then, of course, there's the interesting issue that if a bounty hunter from Louisiana came and grabbed him in California and took him back to Louisiana, would that bounty hunter have committed a crime? Maybe in California, not Louisiana. Anyway, we can expect this to rage forward as we have the red states and the blue states not agreeing on this important issue. And the UK convicted the Bitcoin Queen in what they say is the largest cryptocurrency seizure ever, which is $7 billion of Bitcoin. And she ran a fraudulent Bitcoin scheme that defrauded people in China and apparently got enough Bitcoin and then grew to that large amount. So there have been a lot of these. One of the big ones in America, maybe 8 years ago or 10 years ago, was the Silk Road bust. That's Ross Ulbricht was Dread Pirate Roberts, and Trump just let him out. And he had an awful lot of Bitcoin too, and they seized it, and then several Secret Service agents went to prison because they tried to embezzle the Bitcoin and ended up being convicted for that. So Tile is an alternative to Apple AirTags, and I think it might actually have been first, Tile, but it didn't become the most popular one. The Apple product, of course, did. Now, there it goes. All right, I saw my picture get all blurry, but it recovered. And now they have flaws, and I believe my friend who's a pen tester detected these flaws years ago and told them, and they didn't fix it. Now another pen tester has found it. Apparently these tags send a unique identifier and a MAC address, which is also a unique identifier, to the server without encryption all the time. So at the server, they have total information about where everybody is going, even though they deny that, and anybody can track it by getting the signals nearby, and people can record the traffic and replay it to make it look like somebody's being stalked when they aren't, and so on, because their failure to use encryption and their sloppiness in designing the protocol has made these things considerably unsafe. This is one thing about AirTags. When AirTags came out, the privacy advocates got all upset saying, wait a minute, suppose someone wants to stalk someone, they slip this in their car or their purse or something, you should have some defense against that, and Apple added that defense. So it will notice if some AirTag that is not yours is traveling with you. it'll inform you on your phone, and I think it'll even start beeping or something to say, help you find the tag and get rid of it. And Tile doesn't seem to have functional systems to do that sort of thing. Anyway, that's it for the news.